Hi my lovelies, this sketchbook is finally finished and I can't believe how much love and care I put into putting this sketchbook together. You can really say it's a labor of love. Many of these pages were filmed during my community live sessions, so they are available as tutorials on my website for my community members, and I had so much fun filling these pages with you. It is a Strathmore sketchbook, upside down, there we go. It is a Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook and I really used it for that purpose as well. I really wanted to fill it with lots of different mediums. So without further ado, let's dive in there. I started this sketchbook in April 2023 and I started with the intention to really make an effort on each page. I also keep a messy sketchbook that I keep at the same time. I also keep a watercolor sketchbook and a travel sketchbook, so I have multiple sketchbooks at the same time. But I really wanted to make this one a bit more curated and really see if I could push my skills a bit. This page here was during a holiday in Devon. Devon is a really beautiful magical area of the UK with lots of stone circles, and it just feels like you step back in time, and I spent some time sitting there on that tour painting. There is something magical about painting on location and I really recommend giving it a try. Then I wanted to play more with gouache, so I created this magical forest and I never really finished it. And then this page was all ready for my first community live session. I wanted to do a 3-panel landscape and you will see quite a few of these throughout this entire sketchbook. Sometimes I just fill the background with color and then paint over it. And sometimes I layer watercolors, color pencil and other mediums to create a scene. And I really wanted to focus on storytelling and on creating things that felt a bit more finished to me. So a lot of these are available in my community. I painted a lot of them together with the people in my community. And yeah, I had so much fun doing this. Here we painted some portraits, some passion fruit and flowers. And this is a bit of a messy page with watercolors and pumpkins. So this was autumn last year. You can see that I started to take some inspiration from flowers in my garden. The mixed media works really well on these pages. So I find that thin layers of watercolor with some gouache, color pencils and ink works perfect. I would not recommend this sketchbook for only watercolors. So thick layers of watercolors did not work so well, but when you mix it with other mediums it was fantastic. And that's also what the sketchbook is for. It is a mixed media sketchbook. It is really interesting how using different color brings out a completely different mood in a picture. And I have really been playing with limited color palettes. So you can see the left picture is completely different from the right and there's a very different atmosphere there. I also try and let go of perfectionism, so I often add extra scribbles and lines and just play with textures in my sketchbook, and I don't mind if you see a little bit of the original sketch shine through. Things don't have to be perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. It is all about the journey and enjoying the journey and just having practice and play and having a good time while you do it, and the relaxation of making art in the moment. This was a painting inspired by Van Gogh's or Van Gogh's Starry Night painting that we made in our community, and it was so much fun to do. So I used gouache and watercolors for it. Here's another 3-panel landscape, and I really like the idea of zooming into a picture to find more details to paint. Nature is a constant source of inspiration for me, and there's always things to see and things to paint, and I just absolutely love painting landscapes and nature. This was Mont Saint-Michel in France. Really lovely subject to paint, so I've never been, but I really want to go. My sketchbook is a bit of a sanctuary to me. you can see my journey. I can remember how I felt in the moment when I painted certain paintings, and it shows me a bit of a journey of what this year has been like for me. This is also why I keep different sketchbooks for different purposes, and it's really lovely to sort of put your story together in a book that you can then flick through and bring back the feelings that you had in that moment. In this sketchbook we traveled a lot to different locations, so this was a page where we traveled to Kyoto, another community live session, where we traveled to Kyoto and we painted the sites. A lot of this was about traveling and about what you can paint and draw when you are out and about in different locations. The world is just an endless source of inspiration. This was a line and wash picture that we made together. And here a bit more mixed media. Often when you look close at a picture, you can find so many little details that you cannot see from far away. There's often much more to be seen. This was clearly Australia. And here I used markers and pencil to create this spread. A little bit different from my usual style. I often like to show my process. So you can see some of the sketches that I started with, and it tells a story. Like all these little lines are there to stay. I very rarely use an eraser in my art. I'm very happy for all those little mistakes and scribbles to be part of the final story, just as in life. Here we painted koi carps, beautiful, colorful fish that mean so much to so many people. A mountain range in watercolors and pencil. Loose strokes. I tried to keep things loose, and we've reached the last page already, where I tried out my new super bright neon watercolor paints that you can see here next to my sketchbook as well. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to paint anything on the cover page as I did for the first page all the way in the beginning. But thank you so much for joining into this sketchbook tour. My name is Irene. I am an artist and illustrator, and I teach lots of online and in-person art courses. If you enjoyed this tour, make sure you subscribe and comment, let me know what you think, and make sure you stay in touch either here on YouTube or on Instagram, and I would love to stay in touch. So see you soon. Bye bye.